So are you torn between two countries and two types of women? If you are in this position, then this video is for you. So if you're from the UK or the US, or you're from anywhere else in the world, and you're single, you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and you want to find your true home, you want to relocate. Let's be real, right? 99% of you guys are moving to a country for the woman. So don't be like my mom, please, and be like, oh, well, you should go to move to a country. You should not only consider about women, you should consider, oh, is this place for you? No. Yeah, you need to think about that. If you're single, let's be real, right? Guys, men, we have needs, we're men. So stop lying to yourself. So today I'm going to talk about what woman would I prefer? Would I prefer Kenyan woman or would I prefer Brazilian woman? If you want to know this, keep watching the video. So what came to my mind was that, okay, cool. If I'm gonna live in Kenya, I can't think about Brazilian woman. I need to be in Kenya. It's like you have to make your choice. So I know you guys have a certain preference, whether you're into Asian woman or snow bunnies. I mean, I was in a certain period of my life where all I would think about is snow bunnies. But people grow up. I came to my senses. Now I like African women. So in Brazil, in Rio, or there's a city called Salvador. So in Salvador, they have majority black population, right? And of course, you're going to be seeing black women in Brazil. But majority of the time, you're going to come across snow bunnies, Latinas, or whatever you call them. Whereas in Kenya, most of the time, you're going to see black women, African women. There's no shortage of supply. You're going to always come across a 10 out of 10 bad African chick. That's just the way it is. Black is beautiful. Come on, man, Look at me, look, we are beautiful, Black is beautiful. You see all these rappers, all these celebrities, they're trying to copy us. And this is what I don't understand. People say they like black women, but then they end up going to Spain, going to Thailand. You're not going to see black women there. Yeah, you will. If they're tourists or if they're going there for holiday. Mind, I don't mind. You can stay in Thailand or go to Spain. That means I've got more women for me. So, it's up to you what you want to do. So this also links to the culture, the way they grew up, which was what I was thinking about when I was trying to think about, okay, cool, which woman would I prefer? Would I prefer woman from Kenya or would I prefer woman from Brazil? So personally, I feel like in terms of dating women, it would be easier for me to date Kenyan woman rather than Brazilian woman just because of the culture. I'm Nigerian. Is pretty similar to the way women have been brought up in Kenya in terms of the culture, the African culture. I've pretty much lived with that my whole life, My parents are both Nigerian, so they've pretty much, brought me up the traditional African way. So in terms of me dating a Kenyan woman, it might be easier because number one, it would be easier for me to adapt to the woman's culture, especially in the long term. Let's say I'm looking to settle down. The Nigerian culture and the Kenyan culture are very similar in terms of the values of a family. But in Brazil, right, it might be hard for me to actually settle down with a chick because I don't speak the language. I don't speak Portuguese. So it would be really hard for me to communicate with a Brazilian woman. I'm not willing to spend months learning it. I mean, I already know a bit of Portuguese, but for someone that doesn't know any Portuguese, it's going to be really hard. I'm not willing to suffer inside, I don't know how all these passport bros be going to Brazil and speaking English. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine having to talk to a chick for 24 hours, having to think about what you're going to say in Portuguese. It's just not going to work out. It's a disaster waiting to happen. That's going to give you a headache. You're going to have to always constantly, have that switch on that, oh yeah, I'm in Portuguese right now. I'm not speaking in English. So for me, I would pick women that are from Kenya 50,000 times over and over again, because when I went to Kenya, I experienced the level of respect that they give to a man, the level of kindness that they have as well. And I've never really forgot about my experience when I was in Kenya. That's why I'm gonna choose Kenya for now. Even though I've not been to Brazil, it's somewhere where I would want to go. And from what I've seen, I know that, if you want to see black women in Brazil, you have to pretty much go into the favelas, the dangerous areas of Brazil. And of course, you've got black women in Brazil that are pretty much living a good life. I'm not saying that every single woman in Brazil is gonna be living in the favelas. No. Because personally, I don't want to have to deal with going to the favelas in Brazil, meeting black women. I want to be able to see them everywhere I go. And for me, that's why Kenya is winning. I would rather go to Kenya where I know that I would fit in and I would be the first choice for most women. If you're from the African diaspora or anywhere else around the world and you want to be inspired to find your true home, make sure to follow my journey and make sure to subscribe, like the video, and also comment down below what you think. Do you prefer women from Kenya or Brazil? Which one do you prefer? Please let me know down in the comments. And peace.